Hi, my name is Ethan Anthony. This is day 322 of the Dictionary Audiobook Project. And I'm back again, read more of this book is falling apart, of the Merriam-Webster Dictionary. I have this copy for almost 2 years. A year and a half. Well, we can say a year and a half. Almost 2 years is kind of pushing it. I know if we were to round up, we could say 2 years, but let's keep it a year and a half. That makes me feel better about the fact that this is taking me a little longer than it should be, but that's okay. We're gonna finish up strong. I have a good feeling about that. Nothing really new with me, all the same stuff. I'm working, and that's it. Working. We're gonna have a new podcast episode up next week, most likely, which would be really cool. And we took a little break in July, and now we're just hanging out. We're just chilling out, as you do. And without further ado, let's get into the reading. I hope you all are doing well. I know you guys have been anxious. I'm sure anxiously waiting, thinking, where are the rest of the letters? We need to see the rest of the letters. And I promise you, we are getting through it. We're over halfway there. We are in the back half. We're in the back end. We've went over the hurdle. That hurdle being the S's. The T's are gonna breeze by, and then once the T's are done, it's all downhill from there, in a good way. I would say downhill. I don't know. You could use downhill as negative. I think even more of it as a negative word. I'm just rambling. So let's instead of ramble, let's use a different R word. Let's read. There's nothing there. All right. So our last word was a teleprompter. The word teleprompter. Today we're starting with the word telescope. Telescope. Telescope, 1, noun. 1, a cylindrical instrument equipped with lenses or mirrors for viewing distant objects. 2, radio telescope. Telescope, 2, verb. 1, to slide or pass or cause to slide or pass one within another, like the sections of a collapsible hand telescope. 2, compress, condense. Telescopic, adjective. 1, of or relating to a telescope. 2, seen only by a telescope. 3, able to discern objects at a distance. 4, having parts that telescope. Telescopically, adverb. Teletext, noun. A system for broadcasting text over a television signal, displaying it on a decoder-equipped television. Telethon, noun. A long television program usually to solicit funds for a charity. Teletypewriter, noun. A printing device resembling a typewriter used to send and receive signals over telephone lines. Televise, verb. To broadcast by television. Television, noun. A system for transmitting images and sound by converting them into electrical or radio waves, which are converted back into images and sound by a receiver. Also a television receiving set. Tell, verb. 1, count, enumerate. 2, to relate in detail. Narrate. Told us what happened. 3, say, utter. 4, to make known, reveal. 5, to report to, inform. Told me her name. 6, order, direct. 7, to find out by observing, can tell the difference. 8, to have a marked effect. 9, to serve as evidence. Synonyms: disclose, discover, betray. Teller, noun. 1, one that relates, narrator. 2, one that counts. 3, a bank employee handling money received or paid out. Telling, adjective, producing a marked effect, effective, telling evidence. Synonyms: cogent, convincing, sound. Tell off, verb, reprimand, scold. Telltale, noun. 1, informer, telltale. 2, something that serves to disclose, indication. Telltale, adjective. Tellurium, noun. A chemical element usually used especially in alloys. Temblor, noun. Earthquake. Temerity, noun. Rash or presumptuous daring. Boldness. Synonyms: audacity, effrontery, gall, nerve, cheek. Temp 1, noun. 1, temperature. 2, a temporary worker. Temp 2, abbreviation, temporary. Temper 1, verb. 1, to dilute or soften by the addition of something else. Temper justice with mercy. 2, to bring a steel to a desired hardness by reheating and cooling. 3, to toughen glass by gradual heating and cooling. 4, toughen. 5, tune. Temper 2, noun. 1, characteristic tone, tendency. 2, the hardness or toughness of a substance, the temper of a knife blade. 3, a characteristic frame of mind, disposition. 4, calmness of mind, composure. 5, a state of feeling or frame of mind at a particular time. 6, heat of mind or emotion. Synonyms: temperament, character, personality, makeup. Tempered, adjective. Tempera, noun. A painting process used as an albuminous or colloidal medium as a vehicle. Also a painting done in tempera. Temperament, noun. 1, characteristic or habitual inclination or mode of emotional response, disposition. 2, excessive sensitiveness or irritability. Synonyms: character, personality, nature, makeup. Temperamental, adjective. Temperance, noun. Habitual moderation in the indulgence of the appetites or passions, especially moderation in or abstinence from the use of alcoholic beverages. Temperate, adjective. 1, not extreme or excessive, mild. 2, moderate in indulgence or appetite. 2, moderate in indulgence of appetite or desire. 3, moderate in the use of alcoholic beverages. 4, having a moderate climate. Synonyms: sober, continent, abstemious. Temperate zone, noun, often capitalized in the T and Z, the region between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle, or between the Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle. Temperature, noun. 1, degree of hotness or coldness of something, as air, water, or the body, as shown by a thermometer. 2, fever. 1. Tempest, noun. A violent storm. Tempest in a teapot, a great commotion over an unimportant matter. Tempest in a teapot. I like that. I'm gonna use that. I feel like I relate to that. Tempestuous, adjective. Of, involving or resembling a tempest, stormy. Tempestuously, adverb. Tempestuousness, noun. Template, noun. A gauge, mold, or pattern used as a guide to the form or structure of something being made. Temple 1, noun. 1, a building reserved for religious practice. 2, a place devoted to a special or exalted purpose. Temple 2, noun. A flattened space of each side of the forehead, especially of humans. Tempo, noun. 1, the rate of, or one more time. 1, the rate of speed of a musical piece or passage. 2, rate of motion or activity, pace. Temporal, 1, adjective. 1, of, relating to, or limited by time. Temporal and spatial bounds. 2, of, or relating to earthly life or secular concerns. Temporal power. Temporal 2, adjective. Of, or relating to the temples or the sides of the skull. Temporary 1, adjective. Lasting for a time only, transitory. Synonyms: transient, ephemeral, momentary, impermanent. Temporarily, adverb. Temporary 2, noun. 1, serving for a limited time. Temporize, British variation of temporize. Temporize, verb. 1, to adapt one's action to the time or the dominant opinion. Compromise. 2, to draw out matters so as to gain time. Temporizer, noun. Tempt, verb. 1, to entice to do wrong by promise of pleasure or gain. 2, provoke. Tempt fate. 3, to risk the dangers of. 4, to induce to do something, incite. Synonyms: inveigle, decoy, seduce, lure. Tempter, noun. Temptingly, adverb. Temptation, noun. 1, the act of tempting, the state of being tempted. 2, something that tempts. Temptress, noun. A woman who tempts. 10, noun. 1 more than 9. 2, the 10th in a set or series. 3, something having 10 units. 10, adjective or pronoun. 10th, adjective or adverb or noun. Tenable, adjective, capable of being held, maintained, or defended. Tenacious, adjective, one not easily pulled apart, cohesive, a tenacious metal. 2, holding fast, tenacious of his rights. 3, retentive, a tenacious memory. Tenaciously, adverb. Tenacity, noun. Tenancy, noun, the temporary possession or occupancy of something as a house that belongs to another, also the period of a tenant's occupancy. Tenant, noun, one who rents or leases as a house from a landlord. 2, dweller, occupant. Tenant, verb. Tenant farmer, noun, a farmer who works the land owned by another and pays rent either in cash or in shares of produce. 10 Commandments, noun, plural, the commandments of God given to Moses on Mount Sinai. Tend one, verb, 1 to apply oneself, tend to your affairs. 2 to take care of, tend to plant. 3 to manage the operations of. Tend to, verb, 1 to move or develop one's course in a particular direction. 2 to show an inclination or tendency. Tendency, noun, 1 drift, trend, to a proneness to or readiness for a particular kind of thought or action. Propensity, a tendency to overreact. Synonyms: bent, leaning, disposition, inclination. Tendentious, I messed up that one. Tendentious, adjective, marked by a tendency in favor of a particular point of view. Biased, tendentious remarks. Tendentiously, adverb. Tendentiousness, noun. Tender one, adjective, 1 having a soft texture, easily broken, chewed, or cut. 2, physically weak, delicate, also immature. 3, expressing or responsive to love or sympathy, loving, compassionate, a tender smile. 4, sensitive, touchy, a tender ego. Synonyms: sympathetic, warm, warm-hearted. Tenderly, adverb. Tenderness, noun. Tender to, noun, 1, an offer or proposal made for acceptance, especially an offer of a bid for a contract. 2, something as money that may be offered in payment. Tender 3, verb, to present for acceptance. Tender 4, noun, 1 that tends or takes care. 2, a boat carrying passengers and freight to a large ship. 3, a car attached to a steam locomotive for carrying fuel and water. Tender 5, noun, a strip of meat as chicken, often breaded. Tenderfoot, noun, 1 not hardened to frontier or rough outdoor life. 2, an inexperienced beginner. Tender-hearted, adjective, easily moved to love, pity, or sorrow. Tenderize, verb, to make meat tender. Tenderizer, noun. Tenderloin, noun, 1 a tender strip of beef or pork from near the backbone. 2, a district of a city largely devoted to vice. Tendinitis, noun, inflammation of a tendon. Tendon, noun, a tough cord of dense white fibrous tissue uniting a muscle with another part as a bone. Tendinous, adjective. Tendril, noun, a slender coiling organ by which some climbing plants attach themselves to a support. Tenebrous, adjective, shut off from the light, gloomy, obscure. Tenement, noun, 1 a house used as a dwelling. 2, a building divided into apartments for rent, especially one meeting only minimum standards of safety and comfort. 3, apartment, flat. Tenet, noun, 1 of the principles or doctrines held in common by members of a group as a church or profession. Synonyms: doctrine, dogma, belief. Tenfold, adjective, being 10 times as great or as many. Tenfold, adverb. 10-gallon hat, noun, a wide-brimmed hat with a large, soft crown. Tenge, noun, see money table. 10, abbreviation, Tennessee. 10A, noun, see manat, a money table. Tennessine, noun, a short-lived, artificially produced radioactive element. Tennis, noun, a game played with a ball and a racket in a court divided by a net. Tenon, noun, projecting part in a piece of material as wood for insertion into a mortise to make a joint. Tenor, noun, one, the general drift of something spoken or written. His speech had an angry tenor. 2, the highest natural adult male voice, also a singer having this voice. 3, a continuing in a course, movement, or activity, the tenor of my life. Tenpenny nail, noun, a nail 3 inches, about 7.6 centimeters long. Tenpin, noun, a bottle-shaped bowling pin set in groups of 10 and bowled at in a game. 10 pins. Tense 1, noun, distinction of form of a verb to indicate the time of the action or state. Tense 2, adjective, 1, stretched, tight, taut. 2, feeling or showing nervous tension, a tense smile. Synonym, stiff, rigid, inflexible. Tensely, adverb, tenseness, noun, tensity, noun. Tense 3, verb, to make or become tense. Tensile, adjective, of or relating to tension, tensile strength. Tension, noun, 1, the act of straining or stretching, also the condition of being strained or stretched. 2, a state of mental unrest, often with signs of bodily stress. 3, a state of latent hostility or opposition. 10, speed, noun, bicycle with a derailleur having 10 possible combinations of gears. 10 to 1, noun, 1, a collapsible shelter of material stretched and supported by poles. 2, a canopy placed over the head and shoulders to retain vapors or oxygen given for medical reasons. Tent 2, verb, 1, to lodge in tents, to cover with or as if with a tent. Tentacle, noun, any of various long, flexible projections about the head or mouth, as of an insect, mollusk, or fish. Tentacled, adjective, tentacular, adjective. Tentative, adjective, 1, not fully worked out or developed, tentative plans. 2, hesitant, uncertain, a tentative smile. Tentatively, adverb, tentativeness, noun. Tenuous, adjective, 1, not dense, rare, a tenuous fluid. 2, not thick, slender. Slender, a tenuous rope. 3, having little substance, flimsy, weak, tenuous influences. 4, lacking stability, shaky, tenuous reasoning. Tenuity, noun. Tenuously, adverb, tenuousness, noun. Tenure, noun, the act, right, manner, or period of holding something as a landed property, an office, or a position. Tenured, adjective, having tenure. Tenured faculty members. Teosinte, noun, a tall annual grass in Mexico that's closely related to and usually considered ancestral of corn. Teepee, noun, a conical tent usually consisting of skins and usually used especially by indigenous peoples of the Great Plains. I'm just gonna end. Oh, I have one more. Tepid, adjective, 1, moderately warm, lukewarm. 2, half-hearted. See, I was gonna end on the word tepid, but we're kind of on time, so I think I could keep going if I wanted to. Yeah, we'll read a few more. We'll read a few more, guys. Tequila, noun, a Mexican liquor distilled from an agave sap. Ter, abbreviation, 1, terrace, 2, territory. Terabyte, noun, 1,024 gigabytes, also 1 trillion bytes. Terbium, noun, metallic chemical element. Tercentenary, noun, a 300th anniversary or its celebration. Tercentenary, adjective. Tercentennial, adjective, or noun. Tercentenary. Teredo, noun, shipworm. Teriyaki, noun, a Japanese dish of meat or fish soaked in a soy marinade and cooked. Term 1, noun, 1 end termination. 2 duration, especially a period of time fixed especially by a law or custom. 3, a mathematical expression connected with another by a plus or minus sign, also an element as a numerator of a fraction or proportion. 4, a word or expression that has a precise meaning in some use or is limited to a particular subject or field. 5, plural, provisions, conditions, terms of a contract. 6, plural, mutual relationship on good terms. 7, agreement, concord. 8, a state of acceptance, come to terms with his grief. Term 2, verb, to apply a term to, call. Termagant, noun, an overbearing or nagging woman, shrew. Terminal 1, adjective, 1 of, relating to or forming an end, limit, or terminus. 2, fatal 2, terminal cancer. Also being in or relating to the final stages of a fatal disease, a terminal patient. Synonyms, final, concluding, last, latest. Terminally, adverb. Terminal 2, noun, 1 extremity, end. 2, a device at the end of a wire or on electrical equipment for making a connection. 3, either end of a transportation line is a railroad with its offices and freights and passenger stations. Also a freight or passenger station. 4, a device as in a computer system for data entry and display. Terminate, verb, to bring or come to an end. Synonyms, conclude, finish, complete. Terminable, adjective. Termination, noun. Terminator, noun. Terminology, noun, a technical or special term used in a business, arts, science, or special subject. Terminus, noun, 1 final goal, end. 2, either end of a transportation line or travel route. Also the station or city at such a place. Termite, noun, any of numerous pale, soft-bodied social insects that feed on wood. And folks, we're reading a little more termite today. The word termite, telescope to termite. What a good selection. All very connected when we think about it. There's always connections. Sorry, I'm just seeing how many T words we have left. All right, that is 37 pages more of T words. So that's going to be like about 15 more episodes. 15 more episodes. Yeah, and then the U's again are going to breeze by. Yeah. And actually, it's going to be crazy. Because then we'll be approaching the 100 episodes. Or we'll have 100 more pages left until we reach the end of the series, which is kind of weird and wild. Cool, a lot to think about, which we'll get into maybe at another time. For right now, my name is Ethan. Ethan spelled Eythen. Keep it that way. Don't go any wilder. Or you can. I think that's fine. I'll tell that joke later. Folks, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time for more of Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Until then, have a good one.